ladies.
Hey, Brika. Hey, Patia. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Brand Rewind Live. It is Thursday, May 25th. So glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Denise Kegler, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, and my company is MDK Brand Management.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brika Phillips Bell, and I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, and my company is B3 Media Solutions.
And I'm Pati Abdurazak, and I'm coming to you live from Harlem, New York. And the name of my company is the Stylista Group. Nice to see everybody today.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, good to see you guys. So, we are going to dive into such a special show today. But before we do, let's give a shout out to Small Business Month. Hey.
Yay!
This month, yes.
Hey, we are three small businesses. So, yes, we got to give a shout out all month long. Small businesses are being celebrated, and we are inviting people and asking people to go in. If you know a small business in your neighborhood, you know somebody who has one, go in
Right.
and give them some business. Give them some business. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, special show. You guys all heard the news yesterday. We lost a great one, a great one, a great one. The queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Yeah, it was very sad. It was funny because you text us and I was reading about that she had just died and she was
Yeah,
83 and I was so sad and heartbroken by that.
I know. For
Yeah.
some reason, I didn't realize she was in her 80s. I don't know. Like, my brain was stuck on 70 something. I don't know why. I'm like, wow.
Probably because she looks so great.
She
Yeah,
was great.
yeah.
I mean, we hadn't seen her in a little bit of time because apparently
Yes.
she had been sick for a while. Is what she got.
Yeah, I read that exactly. So she'd kind of like slowed down with everything, but still, I
Yeah.
think it was a shock to everybody.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, listening and reading about all of the great comments that have come out and just celebrating her life, celebrating everything that she
Yeah,
went through during her life, but everything that she meant to women. I mean, she
right.
was such a beacon of life and hope and overcoming some of the most serious challenges and obstacles a black woman could possibly go through. You know, she was amazing. She was amazing for everyone, but particularly for women, and particularly for black women.
No, you're right, Nancy Bell. She will definitely be missed. We definitely, I think, just even the domestic violence,
Yeah,
like she really kind of helped to elevate that, like through her stories, through what she was going through. Of course, we can't forget what's love got to do with it that, Angela Bassett was a part of. But
Yes.
I definitely feel like, she was like, really the light that shined on domestic abuse and kind of like what that did to women and how that affected women. And even like, even in my own story, like I just remember like the fact that she kept her name and she wanted
right,
like that was the most important thing to
right.
her,
The one thing
it
that
was
she
so
did.
inspirational that, she
Yeah,
wanted to, like, out of everything, she didn't care about the money, she didn't care about anything else. She wanted to keep her name because she knew that that name was going to open doors for her
Yeah.
in her future endeavors.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and I think just being an example of overcoming because she left with what was it, 32 cents, 40 cents? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
like
A
nothing.
swollen head. I was reading the New York Times article. Like she couldn't even put her wig on because she was so badly beaten that her head
Right.
was swollen. So she just tied her head the night that she left. I mean, if there's anybody out there in a situation, right, and thinking that you can't escape, I definitely think that reading her story can help you to see that there's
Mhm.
always a way, there's always something that you can do to save
Always.
yourself, and ultimately your children if you have them as well. I mean, just such an inspiring story, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. You know, we talked about Angela Bassett in the movie. Look at those arms. Was everyone envious
she
of
did a
her
great
arms?
Yes, her
job.
arms were amazing. Like, but I mean, if you look at Tina Turner's body, like, let's
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah,
like let's
Yes,
go to Tina's body now.
yes.
yeah. No, it's true. I mean, weren't her legs? There was rumors that her legs were
Insured at some
insured
point. Yes,
millions of dollars.
dollars.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look at this great image. I mean, love this photo. Beyonce with the queen of rock and roll here. I mean,
I love the outfits. The
yeah,
outfits alone speak volumes because it's like, yes, diva, and the hairstyle, she was a consummate, like they don't really talk about her fashion, but
yeah.
Yeah,
Tina Turner was a fashion icon,
she
really.
Yeah,
was.
she
She
was. I
was.
did hear one. You're right, Rika. Not a lot. I heard one story mention that, but that was the only one I heard that highlighted her fashionista side of her brand. And you guys are talking about, yes, how she left. She had 36 cents in
36
her
cents.
pocket
36 cents.
when she left, fleeing an abusive marriage. And yes, and she went to court. Apparently, Ike Turner didn't really fight her too much. She said he gave a little bit of a fight to keep her name, but I think he knew that one.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, come on now. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like she wasn't asking you for anything. She didn't ask you for the masters. She
None
didn't
of
ask
that.
you for reparations. She just
right.
wanted her name.
Yeah, she was smart. She was
Yeah.
smart. And as you know, we put in our reminder note for the show, we talked about if and you we were all texting each other yesterday, as you mentioned, Barika, when we got word that she passed, we were all texting each other. We said if anybody had, was a positive example of a brand rewind, it's her.
Yeah. It really was.
Absolutely.
It's her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is her husband,
Mm,
that she was currently with. I did not know that she was living in a different country at the
yeah.
time. Like
Switzerland. Yeah,
she was in
Switzerland for
Switzerland.
years.
She's been
Yeah.
living there for a long time.
A
She left
long
the US
time.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
Really
they
long
were
time.
together for 30 something years.
Yeah,
They were
really long
together.
time. And he was significantly younger. This picture,
Really?
yeah, this
Wow.
picture with Oprah.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
if you guys remember when Oprah. I think she had her on the show and she wore a wig similar to hers and she kept wearing it. Do you remember that? Like she,
No.
like Oprah kept wearing the Tina Turner wig like on different shows and stuff because she
Oh,
liked it so much.
really?
Did
Yeah.
but did you know that, like, okay, so if y'all remember Color Purple, so they had originally offered the role to Tina Turner,
Which role? Which
Really?
one?
the one that Oprah Winfrey played.
Really?
Really?
Yes,
I
where
didn't
you
know
told
that.
Harpo to beat me. They had offered it to her because, they knew her story, but she turned it down, which is how Oprah Winfrey got it because,
Oh,
it was too close to her story and
yeah.
she wasn't
Okay, she
ready.
didn't want to be triggered. Yeah, that's a
She
lot.
didn't
Yeah,
want to be portrayed, she didn't want to have to go through that as a
Right.
character.
I
And
get
so
that.
I had no idea. Like,
Oh
of course, after
wow.
she dies, you find out all of these interesting tidbits and stories around that. But that role was originally created for
What?
Tina Turner.
Oh my
I
god.
did not. No,
Did not know that.
I get the trigger. I'm assuming,
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's the
Totally.
reason. And of course, speaking of movies, she had her acting debut in the movie Mad Max. Is it Thunderdome? Or I don't like movies like that, but Mad Max, I love that. So we're going to share our favorite songs. We're going to ask our viewers to please post in the comment your favorite Tina Turner song. We've got Facebook. We've got some folks from Facebook on. We've got some of our usual viewers on YouTube. So post in the comment what your favorite Tina Turner song is. We'll share ours. Mine is actually from the movie I didn't really like because I don't like those types of movies, but I loved we you don't oh my gosh. What
You
is
don't
it?
need another
Yeah,
hero.
we don't need another can't even remember it. We don't need another hero. I was humming that song all day today. I love, love, love that song. What about you? What's your favorite?
What's love got to do with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Nancy said that too.
I definitely, oh, that was so funny. That Nancy said, "What's love got to do with it?" I love Proud Mary.
Oh, love. You know what? That's true too. I
Like
actually,
I
That's a
do
good
love
one.
Proud Mary. It was funny because
yes.
my daughter, she's never seen Tina Turner, and so when she died yesterday, I spent on time on YouTube showing her Tina
Mhm.
Turner performing because I was like, you need to know, like, she was an amazing, and the
Yes,
fact that her voice was so different, like the fact that she thought like maybe she wasn't like Diana Ross and she wasn't like the other people
Mm,
that were singing, she had this manly, burly voice that she
mm,
was kind of like self-conscious about it. And so
mm.
I was really kind of trying to show my daughter, like, it doesn't matter like what your voice sounds like. She made it like to the big time. She's an
Yeah.
icon off of what her talent and her voice was. And so I think
She
that's
owned it.
inspirational. Yeah.
She
So
owned
And
of
this,
course,
what is
I'm getting the Barbie doll.
Barbie? Yes, the Barbie here. How many people knew she had a Barbie doll? And we were
I had
talking
no
about,
idea.
yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We found this image. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a Tina Turner. I bet you online. I'm gonna, you know what, online, right? Amazon, we could probably get it, right? See if,
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I definitely want to get the Barbie.
yeah.
And
Um,
so this was just an interesting picture of her with
Mm,
her Grammy. I
hmm.
think it's just beautiful.
Yeah, private, was it Private Dancer?
Private Dancer.
Private dancer. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that wasn't anybody's favorite
I
song.
like that song. I mean, excuse me, I like that too. Frog in my throat. I like that song too.
It
It's
was
a
a
Does
good
good
any,
one.
song.
who's posted? So Nancy, we know Nancy's favorite. So yes, you guys are. I know some
Those
folks.
legs, man. Oh my
Look at
god.
those legs. And Nancy said, yes, they were insured. They were, her legs were, I mean, just like, is it, I don't know if it's J-Lo's booty that's insured.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody else's legs are insured, but I can't think of who it is. A white actress, and I can't.
Mm.
Is it Charlize? No. Who? Sharon Stone. Was it Sharon?
Sharon
It,
Stone.
it could be Sharon Stone's legs.
Yeah, I think Sharon Stone also had her leg. I'm probably, maybe making that
I
up,
mean,
but
but look at that. Look, those are some gams.
Yes. Yes.
she will be missed. She definitely will be missed. Everything she meant to not just the entertainment industry, but just to, as I said earlier, to women, to Black women, to people who are struggling, who are going through a hard time. She made you and will continue to make us believe that we can get through it. We
Right.
can transform ourselves. We can break through and recreate ourselves and go after what we want and get it. She's the day that she got divorced. I saw something. It was July 4th, and she called it her Independence
Oh
Day.
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Independence Day for her, July 4th. She got her freedom. She said she got her freedom on July 4th. Wow.
Wow. That's so symbolic. I didn't know
It
that.
is. It
Yeah.
really is.
I
So
feel like we need a new Tina movie with all of these things that people are just finding out.
they
I
might
think
be.
I
I'm
watched the
sure.
first one, and a lot of stuff was missing apparently because in reading about her life now, there's so much that I didn't know, even after watching that movie several times.
Well, I mean, because that was just one aspect of her
Right.
life. You know what I'm saying? Like that was up until the fact that she like broke ties
Broke
with
free and
him
she
and
left.
decided
Right.
to go, and then they try to sum everything up in the last
Hmm.
kind of 5 minutes.
Right.
But like she has a whole lifetime that
Yeah.
she had lived after that moment that
Yeah.
we had very little information on until like of course when she dies.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And think about how long it took. They were saying that, she didn't have her first breakthrough hits until she was in her 40s
Right.
as a solo artist until she was in her 40s. And so imagine, look at how much she crammed in, So when we think about our age, this is just in general, you think, oh my gosh, I should be doing this by now. I should be doing no, no, no. No,
Right.
everybody's moving on their
Yeah,
own timeline. You don't need to be doing something by a
That's
certain
a good
timeline.
point.
that's
Yeah,
a very good point.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do it when it's your time. It's your time.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
When it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah,
I agree.
it's going to
Absolutely.
happen. So yeah, God bless her. We're going to miss her, and we're going to continue like I did today. Listen to her music.
Yes. Yes.
Listen to
Yes.
her music. So we've got a few other stories to get to today. What's up? What's going on, Tia?
Yes. So tomorrow, I'm so excited. I'm taking my 8-year-old to see The Little Mermaid reimagined.
Ooh.
Right.
Yay,
We've
I
been
am
waiting with
too.
bated breath for this for almost a year. Right. So I think it was September last year or 2021. I think they announced it 2 years prior. It seems like it's been a while. Like we've been waiting
So,
forever. Anyway, yes. Um, it was announced that the original Little Mermaid was going to be reimagined with Halle Bailey, who is part of the singing duo. She sings with her sister Chloe, and that she would be portraying Ariel. And of course, mixed responses for that, right? Some people were really happy, excited. Hallie herself said, it was kind of like a dream come true, because I would say The Little Mermaid is definitely one of those stories that all little girls, right, read, and you watch the cartoons and that sort of thing. But of course, like everything else, there were some people that were not happy about Haley being cast as Ariel. And there's this whole big "Not My Ariel" hashtag thing that came about, where people were protesting because she's a woman of color, saying that the original Ariel, which by the way, this is a fictional story, right? So I mean,
Right.
I can see you protesting if this was, actually a real person, but it's a fairy tale. It's a story, right? Saying that she should not be portrayed by a woman of color. I googled right before our show, and to date, there've been about 8,200 posts made on Instagram with the "Not My Ariel" hashtag
Wow.
attached to
Oh,
them,
wow.
in protest of her being cast to be the main character, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me.
Right.
Anyway, I think that all of us, should support the movie. I think it's a step in the right direction for Disney once again. They have been. This is not the first time that they have reimagined a fairy tale, casting characters of color, and I think they should continue to do it, because children of color watch these movies too, and it would be nice
Yeah.
sometimes for us to see ourselves in the things that we watch and the books that we read, especially when they're fictional characters. Like, these are
Yes.
not real people.
You know, I
Part that's like
found
so
I
ridiculous.
found this one story about like that was written by a person that was not of color,
Right.
and their point was, what if they did Tiana, who is from the Frog and the Princess,
Mm.
as a white person?
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting to kind of
Mm.
see like people's comments around, like, pros and cons about
What were
that.
they saying? What did they say about it?
So so I guess the person that wrote the article, it was off of Medium.
Okay.
The person that wrote the article thought that, like, this is tantamount to Disney deciding to cast a white person for Princess Tiana when it was set in New Orleans. But there were people that were arguing, like, one, it's not a real
It's
person.
not. That's
It
a
was
that's
a
the thing for me. It's all
it's a
fictional.
cultural reference. So, like, there are white people in New Orleans. There are black people, there are Latino people. So anybody that has kind of that cultural upbringing of New Orleans could be a part of it. They could be French Creole. Like, that could look like any color. So
Hmm.
I think it's less about like the color of the person's skin, but more about the cultural, the cultural story that it's telling. And
Right.
Disney was really trying to show that representation matters,
Right.
like,
I
and it
agree.
doesn't matter what color
I
that
agree.
the character is.
And if we want to pull up cultural references, because apparently, like, I read some of the "Not My Ariel" posts, and apparently, according to some people,
Mm.
mermaids can only be redheaded white girls. It's ridiculous, right? But if we wanna, I like pulling out facts. There's an African water spirit called Mami Wata that is
Hmm.
actually a mermaid. So technically, if we want to get factual,
Mm.
mermaids can be black as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there
Jim,
you
doing
go.
that.
Drop the
Yes,
knowledge. Just what you gotta do.
dropping the knowledge. And what's crazy is there is a Netflix show on right now all about mermaids.
Right.
I just recently
Yeah.
found it and
I
started
will
watching
watch
it, but
that.
it's all about different shapes, different sizes, different
Yeah.
colors, male, female,
Right.
people that are into mermaiding. And it's just that culture of, like, just kind of bringing to light these fictional characters, because I have yet to find a real life example of a mermaid,
Right.
but
Right.
bringing to life these fictional characters as everyone, as America looks. So
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful that people of different sizes and different ages and different, like, colors could
Yes.
all decide to want to be a mermaid.
It's not
Yeah.
even
Well,
crazy.
I don't have my as you guys know, I have adult kids. I don't have any little girls. I think I might channel my inner little girl and go
Go see it
see it.
yourself.
Yeah,
You
go see
should.
it yourself. Plus, I want to support her too, Halle Bailey. I want to support her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
She just seems so sweet. I mean, I've been watching her make the rounds on the TV talk shows, and she just seems just like a just a genuinely sweet
Right.
person.
She
Right.
does.
Yeah. And
No.
beautiful voice. Oh,
And
beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful.
her voice is
Yeah.
Ah,
beautiful. Absolutely.
so I think I might go see. I don't know if I can get anybody to go see it with me, like the men in my life. Whether the men, I'm surrounded by men in my life, my partner and my son. I don't know whether they'll go. Maybe I can convince them to go with me. At least one. I don't
Right.
know. I'll
Good
tell
luck
you
with
You
that one.
you have some support on Facebook, Denise, because there's an adult kid that's also
yay. All right.
that's
Yeah,
also
we got
gonna
to.
go see the show.
I do. And we won't be the only adults
No,
without kids in the
Absolutely not.
theater, I'm sure.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I want to see it. I want to see it. And the reviews have been mixed, but everybody's saying she's fantastic. At least the reviews I read, they said the movie itself was like, but that she
She
carries
was
that.
great. I'm sure she put her all into it,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
especially with all the backlash and
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Disney's supporting her because they seem to be really supporting her, which is great.
Yeah,
Well,
no, they are. They
not
they
surprising.
changed they changed the all of their social handles to her picture. They have a specific Little Mermaid Instagram and Twitter that they are using and pumping and promoting the movie with her in it. So I definitely feel like they've stood behind her, and that's their choice, and
Yeah,
I applaud them for that.
yeah.
yeah. So good. We're gonna go. We're gonna support Miss Halle Bailey. Bailey? Is it
Yeah,
Bailey?
Bailey,
Yeah,
Bailey. Yeah.
Bailey.
Bailey.
So, in other news, I don't know how many of you out there are actually Bridgerton fans, but I am one of them. I am absolutely I watched the original Bridgerton as well as the spinoff with Queen Charlotte. So, Bridgerton has now decided to work with Allure magazine and Allure bridals, and they're taking a diversion into wedding dresses. So they have created this collection of bridal gowns that are actually inspired by the Bridgerton universe and even the character of Queen Charlotte herself. So
Hmm.
basically, they're working with the costume designer for the show, and her name is Lynn Piolo. She's a longtime member of Shondaland,
Okay.
and they're working with Allure to create these different opulent, aesthetic, beautiful, regal gowns from the universe of Bridgerton. So if you're looking, or if you're in the market for a wedding dress,
Hmm.
they don't come out till December 2023, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you can expect that the pricing will be from about 1,600 to 3,000, which I thought was pretty
That
reasonable.
is very
Is
reasonable.
it? I don't know what wedding dresses should be costing these days. I got married well, I'm divorced, but when I got married, it was so long ago. What do wedding dresses
That's
cost?
that's cheap.
Is
That's
it?
cheap. Like
That's cheap.
I'm the matron of honor for like my best friend, and so recently went dress hunting with my best friend, and
Yeah.
these dresses are like 4,000, five
$1,000, five
thousand, two
thousand dollars.
thousand dollars.
Yeah,
Seriously,
What?
yeah.
yes.
Gosh.
So I mean, gone are the
You
days
got
of
to pay
David.
for a wedding on top of that.
Exactly. I mean, this is just the dress. I
Wow.
mean, gone are the days of the David's bridal special for $99.
Okay.
Uh,
Right, right.
so it's about 1,600 to 3,000, and I thought that that was really reasonable
I mean,
because
because I feel like this is going to be more of a costume, right? If it's based on Bridgerton, this is
Is
like
it
going to be
exactly
like a
you
period?
can use it for a wedding and then
Like
go
a
to a
period?
costume
Wait a minute,
party.
like a period looking wedding dress?
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
wow. Okay.
So
So
I think that's good. That's a good price.
Okay.
yeah, I think that's a great price. And then it comes out in December, so we have a little wait. But they are, if you're a Bridgerton fan, just check out the dresses that some of the brides in the season 1, season 2, and then Queen Charlotte that they wore. Those are going to be the inspiration for the bridal dress collection that they're going to come out with.
Wow. I've never seen that show. I've heard great things about
Oh
it.
my goodness! You
I love it.
have
I've
to.
seen it.
You
Yeah.
have
I
to
love
watch
it because
both. You have to watch Bridgerton and then the Charlotte
Queen
story.
Charlotte to me is my favorite. I
Yes,
actually love Queen Charlotte more because
I agree.
you always wanted to know about her and her backstory.
Okay.
And so the second the spinoff is to me way more
I
interesting
agree.
because how did she fall in love with this crazy man is kind of what you're thinking the whole time. And it
Yeah,
kind of unveils that whole story.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Highly recommended.
Where are they? Is it on show? What is it on Netflix?
Netflix.
Okay. All
It's
right.
on Netflix.
All right, I'm
Yep.
gonna write that down too. So I got to do that this week. I got to
Nancy's
binge
saying that
watch it.
show is awesome. I guess Nancy's a fan.
Which one? Wait, there's two of them though, right?
Well, there's the first one, which is about Bridgerton, the ton, and
Okay.
then there's Queen Charlotte. So
Okay.
there's Queen Charlotte is the spinoff.
The spinoff. I got
Yeah.
it. Okay. Ah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, I mean, what's Shondaland, right? I mean, everything she does is great, right? I mean, turns to gold. Everything she.
Well, not everything, because
No,
there's
I don't
the
even know.
ABC show that got canceled because it
Which.
wasn't. Yeah,
Oh, which.
it was like based on Shakespeare.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I follow. I'm a avid Shonda follower, so I like to watch anything she does. But that one was
That
not.
one didn't yeah. Mm.
yeah. That I don't remember that. I don't remember
So,
that.
Katia, you have our last story.
I have one more story, not as positive as the others, but Uber's diversity chief has been put on leave
Mm,
because she's been accused of being insensitive.
mm,
So what happened was she was hosting a group of meetings that were intended to be open conversations, and the name of this series was "Don't Call Me Karen" or something like this, and it was intended to have conversations around the Karen persona.
mm.
And so what happened was the goal of these discussions were to take a look into the spectrum of American white women's experience and hearing from the white women at Uber how the Karen persona is damaging to them, right? Instead, the workers felt that it was less of an open conversation, and that they were being lectured to on the difficulties experienced by white women in the Karen persona, and that when they went to Miss Lee voicing their concerns, that she was dismissive. So because of this, she has been placed on leave.
Wow. Wow. Wait a minute. So who it was the name of the program that she created was Don't Call Me Karen. Was that the name of it?
It's a moving forward session, and I'm trying to this article. Don't call me Karen. Yes.
Don't Call Me Karen.
Don't
She
call
it
me
was her
Karen.
show, and it was her in person series of meetings with Uber employees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And they were intended. The intention was it for it to be open conversation about the Karen persona and how
Well,
white women are, sometimes categorized as Karens based
well,
on
that's a derogatory
it's a
word.
derogatory word. I mean, I don't know if I would have even I don't know.
I wouldn't have named it that.
The
Like the
naming of the
naming
session
convention of
alone
it
doesn't really rub
was
me the
not
right
like I would
way.
have kind of like gone with something generic, like the
Exactly. I
stereotypes.
feel like that probably set the stage
That
for
set the
what
Yeah.
happened
tone. That
next.
set the tone. Yeah.
Because like and were there the white employees or the white women that attended, or was it like
It was
any?
both of them. It was both set, women of color and white women. And for some reason, the discussion did not turn out the way it was intended. I mean, this is
Somebody had
definitely a
to.
brand rewind moment. First of all, starting with the name, I would not
Yes.
have even named it.
Yes.
I mean, don't call me Karen. Like I was not saying it because I wanted to be sure I wasn't making it up, but they were literally called "Don't call me Karen"
But I mean, didn't somebody have to approve that? I mean, granted, she's a high
as
level
usual.
executive, but somebody would have had to have signed off, I would think. I mean, I'm guessing. I worked in corporate. I can't imagine she would do all this in a vacuum and then come out and hold these series of meetings. It would have been promoted. I mean, but pretty bold of her to do that,
Yeah,
though.
it was pretty bold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily have. I wouldn't have called it that.
Me
So
either.
yeah,
no, because that's a derogatory name. I mean,
Exactly. So you're already setting the stage
yeah,
for
that's a brand as you said, Patia, that's a brand rewind
That's
moment.
definitely a brand rewind. So she's been placed on leave while the company determines what the next move will
What
be.
is Marika, what did Pop Research say? I don't have my glasses on. What is it?
why are so many companies getting rid of the DEI departments? It's like a trend going on right
It
now.
is actually,
It
yes.
is a trend.
It is. Well, you know what they're doing in Florida and some other states as well is they're banning it and they're cutting out funding for programs that offer it, like funding to schools the talk about it. I mean, they're cutting out. I don't, when I say they, I mean, who's they? I don't know. I don't know how widespread it is, but there's definitely some DEI programs that are being cut, but I think it's spotty. I don't think there's a tsunami right now. Hopefully there won't be when it comes to cutting out DEI programs, but they're definitely under the spotlight. They're definitely under the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that, Florida's new measures don't catch on to other states, because if so, then we're gonna have this rollback
Yeah.
of progress that we've made with so many companies, and getting people of color into these companies and getting them into positions of power, getting them into, positions where they can actually make a difference, or
Yeah.
there in the first place.
Right.
Something to continue talking about. This story will continue for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is true.
All
So,
right.
I mean, that was the only question that we've had today. So,
Okay. Well, we are coming up on the, what are we? Ooh, 8:31. So we are at that magic half hour point, 8:31. So some news, I guess. I want to share with you guys that this will be our last Brand Rewind Live for the summer.
This summer.
For the summer, Patia and Barika and I are going to spend the next few months focusing on our own small businesses and enjoying some time. So we will be, though, filling in this half hour periodically with your best of favorite Brand Rewind live shows. So continue to tune in. You will continue, right, Barika? They'll still get the notification, right?
yeah,
That
absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you'll still get notifications. You can tune in and watch the Brand Rewind Live recorded if you missed one along the way. We will return on Thursday, September 7th. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll
Yeah.
be back.
Yes, we will be back. We hope you guys have an amazing summer. And don't forget, if you want to stay in touch, if you want to, email us or follow us on social media, you can do so at Brand Rewind on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And our email address, as always, is brandrewind@gmail.com.
Thank you, everybody. And we are looking forward to hearing from you. Please never fear to reach out, and have a wonderful summer.
Have a wonderful. So stay safe, guys. Bye.
Bye.